Hello, welcome to Just Prime. As part of this video, we are going to understand AG grid. So basically, we are trying to understand how we are going to use the AG grid in case of React.js functional component. So basically, before moving to this AG grid, so AG grid is one of the way we can use it to display the data in a tabular format. So it can be we are available in two versions, whether it can be used as a free versions with a limited functionality, or it can go with licensed version as well, but we are trying to use the free version, so that way we can try to use the as much as functionality which is available freely, we can try to use it. So this is the way we are going to use the edge grid to mainly use the or to display the data in a tabular format, right? So this is the main use case. So like I said previously, so we are trying to understand this edge grid with the help of React.js functional component, and by creating a simple hello world React.js application. So let me create the first hello world application. So come back here. We have seen in the previous videos how to create this simple hello world, yeah, application with the help of npx command. So you can use npx create react app and then followed by the project name. You can give anything. I'm trying to give here a jgrid demo. So basically so this is the project name I'm trying to give here, AJGrid demo, and the npx create react app. This is mainly used to create the simple react functional component. That's it. It's a project name, and then press the enter. Then it will take a time, a couple of minutes based on your internet or bandwidth connectivity, and then the project is ready. And then we start using that one, and we'll try to modify the main function or function component app.js, so that we will see it later. First let it create the project. So we just need to wait. It started creating the project and it is trying to download all necessary dependencies. So we are going to enter this a new dependency over here, so that we will see later. So you can see in the background, so as a grid demo project got created, and inside that it is trying to add all the necessary modules, so that we can see over here. If we see over here, it is trying to create all node modules, and you can see over here it is trying to download all supporting modules. Just keep watching over here. Once it is completed, then you can start editing the project. It will take a minute or more than that based on your internet connectivity, but be patient. It's completed almost. Yes, all the dependencies you can see over here, it's downloaded. Yes, so we can see over here success and install packages, and it is saying created as a grid demo, and in this particular location it is giving some more details, success and created as a grid demo in this particular location. And then how we are going to start use this one, so it is given a set of commands how we are going to use it. So the first step, what we have done in the past, so we have to move to this location, and then you can start using this AG grid, right? So before start using this project, what we have to do, we have to open the files in our Microsoft Visual Studio Code the way we have done in the previously. If in case if you have not installed Microsoft Visual Studio Code, you can visit my previous video and then install it, then start using it. So we can see over here under src, this is the default files called created app.js and then package.json. So far we are just modifying the app.js every time, right? So as part of this video, we are trying to use the AJ Grid component which is external to your React. So we need some kind of supports to support the AJ Grid, right? So how we are going to get that kind of uh, supporting modules? So that we need to introduce in case of package.json. In case if you are a Java developer, when we are using the pom.xml for Maven, so you are adding all necessary supporting dependencies. Similarly here you need to add AJ Grid supporting dependencies. So the supporting dependencies I'll mention in the description, you can take it. So this is the two dependencies you need to mention in your package.json, which will be used to download the AJ Grid related uh, dependencies, which is supporting to React, and this is the AJ Grid community version, and which is compatibility we have to make to our React with AJ Grid. So we are using another version. So the first version which will give the AJ Grid components related functionality, and the second one which is giving the we need to connect from our React to AJ Grid. So it is kind of connectivity, it will make it for us, right? So this is the two dependencies you need to add into the package.json under dependency section. So once this is done, you need to install the packages again. So how we are going to install it? So you come back to AJGrid demo, you can open the command window and you can start npm install. So what it will do, basically it will try to download, or you can use your install. So what it will do, it will try to download the newly added AJGrid related one, it will try to download it. So just need to wait for a couple of seconds. Once it is downloaded, then we can start using it. So it will take time based on your internet connectivity. So after that we will verify whether these two modules are generated or not. So how we are going to verify that one? We just go to here, just to make it. So basically the recently added modules will be added over here, right? So the AJ Grid modules, all supporting modules will be available over here. So you just verify it out. But for now, I'll just move it further without wasting time. So this package.json, this changes is done. Now we have to go to our main app called app.js. So here you just remove all the default code which we don't need it right now, and then logo as well. To start using this AJKit, so we have to do we have to import certain changes. So how we are going to import it? The simple way I'm trying to give. So we have to open this URL, AJGrid default official URL. So this link you can able to find in the description below. So you can open this link and you can find the default or sample application which we are trying to use it. So the first thing is you have to import the AJGrid component from the AJGrid React, right? So this module is already available. So in your node module folder, so we are trying to use that node module which is downloaded, and we are trying to import AJGrid first step. So this is the first step. You can import. After this, what you have to import certain CSS changes which is required to support our AJGrid. So this is the two lines. So this AJGrid related CSS also available inside AJGrid community. So this we have already imported by running an install, right? So you just import these two. Sorry, it's not copied. Let me copy it. So we just import the CSS. So basically we try to import here two things. One is AJ grid component and another one is related supporting CSS. So these two component and CSS are available as part of the AJ grid packages downloaded, which we have included before, right? So this is done. This is the first step. Import AJ grid component and AJ grid CSS. The second set we have to use this AJ grid component, right? So how we are going to use it? AJ grid react. So this is the way you can able to use it. So we started using this AJ grid, but what is the main purpose of this AJ grid is, right? So you give some set of data and you'll try to display it. You give the headers of the tabular, how you want to display, what kind of headers you want and what kind of data you want to display. That's the main purpose, right? So to display this AJ grid tabular data, so we just need to use some of the default or which is providing the themes, right? So you can take these themes. I will explain later what are the themes. Different themes are available, but right now you just copy this theme, and the style is basically how much width you want to occupy in the UI. So that's the reason. So you just copy the default values from the official component and then replace over here. So basically theme, so how your grid look like, it's a theme, and then how much width and height you want it. So this is the simple way. This theme is available from the CSS. So that's what we are trying to use, this theme from the CSS. And what is the width and height you want to display your grid. That's it. So the next one is the important one is you need to pass the tabular headers and the corresponding data. So for that you need to copy the row data and column definitions. So basically what is this row data, column definitions, we will try to understand it. So basically what we are trying to pass over here, right? Yes. So this for the first one we'll try to understand the column definition. What is mean by column definition? For every table, right, there should be some columns, right? Serial number, name, age, kind of thing. So that kind of things we have to pass over here. And the second is row data. What kind of data you want to display under these headers? So this is the two parameters we have to pass it. So as per the previous video we have seen about the use state, so that we are trying to use it now here. So we are trying to pass this header value and the corresponding data into the state. We are trying to update the state basically here. So we can use it over here, use state, and you can pass it over here. So basically here we are trying to use the state, use state, and inside the state we are trying to pass the state, right? So the first one is column definition. So to make it simple, we'll try to get the column some default test data from the official document. So we are trying to take the test data from the official document. So this is the default columns. So this is the columns we are trying to copy from the official data. What are the columns? We have to give some unique name, make, model, price. So these are the three columns I want to give it to the state, right? So we are trying to use the state obj. So basically what our object we are trying to create. So this state inside the state, this is available inside the object. So when we are trying to if you want to access this one, you can use obj dot. That's it, that we have seen in the previous video. So basically we are trying to access the column definition with the help of object. The next variable row data. So we need to pass some test data, right, to this table, so that I'm trying to copy it from the first. Let me give this row data. This is the second variable. I want to pass it over here, and this is the way. The first one is column definition. We have already created and assigned the data, and row data we are trying to take it from the test data, right? So let me paste it, then we'll try to understand it. Yes, you can see here, right? So we had given field here make. This is the columns, three set of columns we have defined, and let take one of the column called as a make, right? So this is the make, and the corresponding name what you want to display in the UI, correct? And what is the value? The price. So basically we are trying to use each column, and we are trying to give the value. The first one is make, the corresponding value. The second one is field model and corresponding value. Third column is price and corresponding value. So basically this is one row set of data. This is the second row. This is the third row. Basically we are trying to give the three rows for test data, right? So this is the way we can create how many columns you want and what is the data for each row. This is the column definition, and this is the row data. So to access this row data, you can use it again here, obj dot obj dot row data. So basically we are trying to read this column definitions and row data from the state what we have defined over here. So this is your state. This is your state having two fields, and these fields we are trying to access from the object. So now let me start. Now let me start our AJGrid demo project with the help of and start. So once it started, it is trying to open the default server localhost 3000. Then we can see it. Before starting the server, we can see over here again back. So AJGrid is a component which is we have downloaded, and it is required to set of parameters, column definitions, and the corresponding row data. So this data we are trying to read from the state. So right now we have hard coded over here. We can see in subsequent video how we are going to get this data from external services. Yes, we can see over here now AJGrid is displaying. We just refresh it. So it is displaying a make, model, price. These are the three columns what we have declared: make, model, price, and the corresponding data under make we have declared Toyota, Ford, Porsche, right? So this is one row data, Toyota seal 35000, and second row, third row. So this is the way you can use the AJGrid to display the data in a tabular format with a simple hello world example. So as for the second or next video, we are trying to understand what is this theme, how to change this theme, and how to add some additional functionalities like how you want to sort these columns and how you want to filter the data. So that we are going to see next subsequent videos. So as of now we have seen about a simple React AJGrid function. So how to display AJGrid demo and how to pass the data and corresponding headers, and if you want to change any headers you can change over here, and you can change the data and corresponding fields. So this is the way you can able to modify it. And similarly, in case if you want to change the width height, you can change it over here. So we can see in next video how to modify the additional functionality by including into the AJGrid, like how to sort the columns and how to add the filter and how to change these different themes, color, all those things. I think that's all about this video. If you like the video, you can subscribe the channel for more subsequent updates, and thank you so much for your time.